Okay. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Today we're going to be playing Pathfinder. Wrath of the Righteous. Enhanced Edition? Yeah. So this is a CRPG, which technically stands for computer role-playing game, which is kind of a... Well, I mean, that phrase sounds pretty generic. It sounds like any role-playing game played on a computer. But in the video game world, CRPG is pretty much generally referring to an isometric, party-based role-playing game. It turn-based or not. It doesn't have to be turn-based, although many classic CRPGs are, such as Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Planescape Torment, so on and so forth. A lot of D&D games, Pools of Radiance, and blah, blah, blah. Anyways. So, yeah, Dungeons & Dragons kind of dominates a lot of the CRPG landscape. It was a big thing, 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. There's a lot of D&D related CRPGs. Planescape Torment, Baldur's Gate 2, Neverwinter Nights, often regarded as some of the best CRPGs ever made. It's all D&D. Time went on, though, and we've gotten some other ones that don't adhere strictly to Dungeons & Dragons. Notably, perhaps the most popular CRPG of the last decade. It's like Divinity Original Sin 2. But now Larian Studios or whatever is going back to D&D for Baldur's Gate 3. So, D&D is big. The reason I'm discussing D&D a lot is because Pathfinder is not Dungeons & Dragons, but it's pretty close. And if you don't know the history of Pathfinder, I can understand if you don't. Way back in the day, back during the time of Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition, a company called Paizo was responsible for publishing a couple D&D magazines called Dungeon and Dragon. And they lost... Well, Wizards of the Coast stopped their contract for them to do that. So instead, Paizo went on to do a similar magazine just called Pathfinder. Then Wizards of the Coast announced Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition. And 4th edition was contentious for a lot of reasons, but a big one was that Wizards of the Coast seemed to be clamping down a bit more on their open gaming license, which is something that's kind of still relevant if you've been following that whole news. But Paizo was concerned that Dungeons & Dragons was going to become more closed off than it used to be during the Wild West days. And so they decided to start their own role-playing game called Pathfinder, which was heavily based on D&D 3.5 edition. I can't remember exactly how identical it was to 3.5 edition, but it was essentially for people that didn't like 4th edition but wanted something that was continued to be like supported and updated and supplements and all that. There was Pathfinder. And a few years ago they finally released, after like 12 years or something like that, they released Pathfinder 2nd edition. I'm pretty sure that this game is based on the first edition of Pathfinder. I don't know the differences. I've never played second edition. I've only played first edition like once, and that was ages ago. So I'm not really in tune with Pathfinder in general as a system. And 3.5 edition of D&D I'm familiar with, but I played far more 4th edition because that's when I started. So yeah, so that's where we're at with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. This is a sequel to Pathfinder Kingmaker. I did not play that game. I don't know why I own this one, actually. I must have gotten it on a sale, and I bought it, and I think I played it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, that's interesting, and then I never looked at it again. And now I looked at it again, I'm like, you know what, I should do a let's play of this. I'm in the mood for a big long CRPG with a nice big party and all that tactical stuff. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a lot of high fantasy D&D-esque stuff. Sure, I'll send game statistics. Okay, so we have a few stories here. Obviously, we're going to do the main story. This is based on a Pathfinder campaign, a published campaign. So they base the game off of one of their own published campaigns, which is like, I mean, why not? You know, you already wrote it all. Join the struggle against the World Wound, the epic war between Golarion and the Abyss that has raged for more than 100 years. Up to now, the Crusader armies have barely managed to curb the overwhelming enemy forces, but not for much longer. The Demon Lords are preparing to strike a decisive blow. You will have to harness mythic powers, take command of the Fifth Crusade, and lead it against the demonic hordes. And just look at this artwork. I mean, this is like such classic D&D goodness right here. This like monstrous looking demon and all these just wild looking player characters in the midst of just insanity, and it's just, oh, it's gorgeous to look at. Let me just, yeah, see, none of these compare to the main campaign artwork. They're all not quite as epic, but yeah. All right. Difficulty, very customizable. So we've got story, casual, normal, daring, core, hard, unfair. I think we're gonna go with normal. Damage your character suffers from enemies and traps is reduced by 20%. Enemies are weak and inflict reduced damage on critical hits. Your character will not die after suffering a deadly injury for the first time. Instead, they'll be afflicted by the Death's Door condition. If they suffer a deadly injury, then they will then die. Resting in a comfortable and safe place removes Death's Door condition. Can still die from instant death effect, energy drain, poison, or other similar condition. If your main character dies, game is over. If a companion dies, you can resurrect them with Raise Dead. Extremely expensive service, unavailable to most adventurers. Great. So core... Yeah, core sounds like Pathfinder, you know, as it is, rules as written. But not recommended for players not familiar with Pathfinder. We could do daring, but honestly, I'm not desperate for a challenge. So I think normal's fine. We could adjust some things, but yeah, I mean, I don't care. It's fine. Character creation. The best part of any RPG. Okay, so there's some pre-gens if we wanted, but fuck that. Why would I want to skip the best part of the game? Create new character. Alright, so generally, I'm of two minds for the main character. On the one hand, I would say I generally like the main character to be like a paladin. Just the front line, the hero, you know, sword and board kind of thing that casts healing, protective magic. That's kind of how I generally envision a main character of an RPG. At the same time, though, it's not the most interesting character to play. compared to what I would generally play in an RPG, which is a spellcaster. So, also we could play as a fucking fox. I feel like I'm leaning towards a furry in that case. Do they have a less furry fox? Can I just play as like a fox? Why does it have to be a fox person? So I think for the sake of just being interesting, let's go for a spellcaster. We could be a sexy female spellcaster or a little halfling spellcaster. Oh my gosh. There's some odd looking ones here. Do we want to be a man or a woman? Do we want to just be Taco Bee, or should I be a man? Some very interesting portraits, though. I'll give him that. Look at how tiny she is. I don't know. I'm a little conflicted. I mean, we got to be a good person. I hate playing evil characters. There's just a myriad of choices, and we're only on the portrait. All right, let's just pick this and be Taco Bee. I'm fine with that. That's a go-to for an RPG. For any game, really. Okay, class. So now, oh yeah. I mean, not only do you have all the base classes, you have all the subclasses. So just for Alchemist, you can have the Chirurgeon, the Grenadier, the Incense Synthesizer, the Metamorph, the Preservationist, and the Vivisectionist. And I imagine a Grenadier is a very different character than the Preservationist. The Arcanist, Brown Fur Transmuter, Eldritch Font, Nature Mage, Phantasmal Mage, Unlettered Arcanist, and the White Mage. Wow. I mean, we could just sit here all day. There's a lot of choices. The Kineticist, one of the most difficult classes to master. Masters of elements capable of creating elemental blasts with almost no boundaries. Now it says difficulty 5. What exactly does that mean? God, the elemental engine, though. It sounds so cool. Jesus. Kinetic Knight. Overwhelming Soul. Psychokineticist. But there's so many other options. Magus is kind of like Gandalf. Like staff and sword kind of thing. Shaman. Divine spellcasters have access to the strongest spells of this type. Playing as a shaman is pretty difficult and is not recommended for new players. Okay. Sorcerers. War priests. Witches and wizards. Potent arcane spellcasters can employ the strongest spells. Especially good at controlling and weakening the enemies both with spells and unique magic abilities called hexes. They can also heal and empower their allies. This is a difficult class to play for a newcomer. And then the good old wizard. Look, I mean, it's just nuts, dude. Now, perhaps my favorite type of class to play is like a scion. So someone that uses their mind to kill. So I'm trying to think of where that would best. Eldritch Scion is kind of similar. Man, there's just so many. This lets you seize control of their element with their minds alone. Mental prowess. Boy. There is a fantastic amount of options. Okay. Let me just Google something real quick. Okay, I just want to see if I'm missing anything or. No. Apparently, Pathfinder does have psychics. It says, hold on, kineticist with overwhelming solar psychokinet. Oh, here you go. While most kineticists channel elemental power through their bodies, rare kineticists channel such power through their minds. They lack strong spirit, and so this energy ravages their minds but unleashes power locked in their ruptured emotions. Sometimes the psychokineticist inadvertently unleashes his power when he experiences an outburst of strong emotion, potentially making a psychokineticist an outcast or even an accidental killer. Uses wisdom modifier instead of con to determine damage with wild talents. DC of constitution based wild talents. Duration of wild talents with con. Okay, okay. Mind burn. Okay. I'm fine with this. This sounds interesting enough. Psychokineticist. For race. So, yeah, I mean, humans, of course. I mean, if you've played a video game ever in your life, you're probably familiar with what humans can do. Jack of all trades. They get another skill rank at first level. They get a free feat at first level. +2 to an ability score. They're just all-rounders. They're also very boring. Aside from that, Dampier, half children, half vampires. Kitsune, if you want to be a fox folk. Asimars have like celestial ancestry. Asimar heritage can lie dormant for generations, only to appear suddenly in the child of two apparently human parents. So we could pick Asimar. We'd give up the feat, the skill rank, the +2, and in exchange we'd get heritage, getting some unique traits, a light halo, We can create light on our head. +2 circumstance bonus on saving throws against becoming blind or dazzled. Celestial resistance, acid, cold, and electricity resistance 5. Is that worth picking over a human? Mechanically, it's questionable, I will say. You know, in all my time of RPGs, generally human was most of the time mechanically the best choice. Outside of some, you know, real min-max situations, but a lot of time you go human, you can't go wrong. Narratively, I kind of like the idea of my main character being like having celestial ancestry and being a bit angelic. I think that's kind of cool. But I'm torn between the narrative and the mechanical benefit here, because I don't know. Heritage is really the question mark. I'd have to look up specifically like why this is good. Oh, okay, so you actually get to pick. You get to pick your heritage, so we could look at that. Okay, there it is. Okay, we can look at this then. So this is just general Aasimar heritage. You get a +2 to wisdom and charisma and a +2 bonus to persuasion when used for diplomacy only and perception checks, and can use Searing Light spell once per day. Which is just a damage spell, divine damage within medium range. Pretty much, yeah, more damage against undead. Okay, I mean, we do want wisdom, and I probably want charisma as the main character, so it's not a bad choice. Angelkin, strength and charisma, you get the lesser restoration spell. Emberkin, intelligence, charisma, you get the burning arc spell. It's cool. Idlekin, constitution, charisma, you get to summon a leopard, 1d3 giant frogs, or 1d4 +1 mites. Lawbringer, +2 to constitution and wisdom, +2 to persuasion, perception, and can hold person once per day. It's not a bad choice. Champions of justice and of doling out punishment to the wicked. Often believe chaos is the cause of all mortal suffering. I could live with that. Muse touch, dex, charisma, you get glitter dust. Boomkith. Garuda blooded, dex, wisdom, get invisibility. No, I like Lawbringer. I think this is cool. All right, our background, possible selections, urban hunter. Oh no, okay. I don't know. So this is probably going to determine some proficiencies. And you get a couple skills added to your list of class skills. Well, I don't think we're looking for weapon proficiencies, perhaps. I think I'm more interested in skills. Like Acolyte here. We could use wisdom instead of charisma when attempting persuasion checks. That would be pretty good. I could live with that choice. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of options, but I think it's fine. All right, so now we get to allocate our ability points. So obviously we want wisdom. That's why it's got the thumb up for us. Or is that from my racial? No, I mean, I know we do want wisdom. Oh, no. The thumb up is what we want. So I know why we want wisdom, because all of our spells and stuff are going to be based around wisdom. I guess we want dex just for ranged attack rolls and things like that. So let's we could bump this up to 20 if we want, but that's pretty pricey. So let's go with 18. I'm happy with that. Let's get dex up to 14. Intelligence determines how many skill points gained per level. So we could go a little bit more on that. I still think Constitution is important. You don't want to make it your dump stat. I think Strength is more our dump stat. So something like that. I could actually drop this down even more. Okay, go for 19. Do something like that. It's reasonable. It's probably far from min-max, but we don't care. All right, skill points. So here's our skills that we can pick. This is not a list of every skill in the game. I'm almost certain. It's just skills that are available to us. Some of them are class skills. So, what do we want? We probably want... I want to make... Yeah, I don't want a negative in athletics, because I feel like that's still going to come up on occasion. Our lore scores are pretty good already. Use magic device. But, you know, I'm generally not into wands and scrolls. So I think probably let's just bump up our knowledge a little bit. All right, we get a feat. So there's a lot of feats. There's a lot of feats in the game. We can't pick from that many at this point, but eventually. So it recommends, I guess, point blank shot. Get a +1 bonus on attack and damage rolls with ranged weapons at ranges of up to 30 feet. That's just with ranged weapons, not with any spells or anything like that. But I don't even know how many spells I get or how many I get per day or anything like that. So chances are we're going to be using like a bow or a crossbow or something. Spell penetration. Your spells break through spell resistance more easily than most. Certainly a valuable feat. Weapon finesse. If we wanted to use any sort of light melee weapon, we would be able to use our dex instead of strength for attacking, which if we were that type of character, that would be pretty much essential. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. If we wanted to wear medium armor, we'd want to grab that. Combat casting. You're adept at spell casting when threatened or distracted. And yeah, so threatened is basically if you're in melee range. Distracted, I think, comes up from certain specific like enemy abilities and stuff that can distract you. But yeah, there's just so many fucking choices. This is some of the most in-depth character creation I think I've ever seen in a video game, because it's literally just like, okay, let's put all of Pathfinder care gen into a video game, which is extensive. We can take a spell focused to improve a specific school of spells. But yeah, I think honestly, probably spell penetration or point blank shot. I don't know enough about spells, but I don't think we can really go wrong with taking spell penetration. All right, elemental focus. So at first level, we choose one primary element on which to focus. Determines how she accesses the raw power of the ethereal plane and grants her access to specific wild talents and additional class skills. She gains her selected element's basic utility wild talent, basic aerokinesis, etc., as a bonus wild talent. Okay. So, do we want to be into air, earth, water, or fire? Air. Aerokineticists often control airflow or electricity, specializing in mobility and range combat. Earth. They're masters of defensive techniques. Geokineticists. Fire. Pyrokineticists. Possess a powerful offense. Water. Hydrokineticists. Known for their versatility and flowing forms like the ever-changing currents. So at level 1, we'd get Water Blast. We get Lore, Nature, and Athletics to our class skills. Level 2, we'd get Shroud of Water, which would be like an armor buff, like a shield. Okay. Fire Blast. And we'd get Lore, Nature, Searing Flesh, level 2. So this would be like a defensive buff for whenever we get hit. We do fire damage to them. Earth Blast. Get Athletics and Knowledge World. We get Flesh of Stone. Gain damage resistance. Air. Of course, Air Blast. Enveloping Winds. All range attacks suffer 20% miss chance against you. Well, it's hard to say. I mean, often fire is just like the go-to because you want to burn everything in sight. Water could be fun. Air? I take a lot of... I mean, if I'm going to get hit by ranged attacks, seems kind of good. But then water is just like an AC bonus, which is kind of good too. I don't know. I guess water. I mean, I would normally never pick water, so why not? All right, now we get an Infusion Wild Talent. Oh my god. By using infusions along with your kinetic blast, and the kineticist can alter her kinetic blast to suit her needs. Infusions come in 2 types, each of which change a kinetic blast differently. Substance infusion causes an additional effect, while a form infusion causes the kinetic blast to manifest in a different way. Well, there's plenty of choices here, although we can't pick a lot of these. So you get extended range. Pretty simple. It just extends the range of your kinetic blast. Very basic. Kinetic blade, on the other hand, forms a weapon, a one-handed melee weapon of your kinetic blast. Can use this form infusion once part of an attack action, blah, blah, blah. So I think we want to go for extended range. Why do I feel like we got really lame options? I guess we're eventually going to get stuff like Torrent and Spray. I don't know. I suppose. Okay, so we have to pick between Cold Blast or Water Blast. Cold Blast does cold damage. Freezes single foe. Water is bludgeoning damage. I think we'll pick cold. Now we have to choose our deity. Limits the choice to your starting alignment and the choices for certain classes. Deity choice cannot be changed later. And there's a decent selection of deities. You know, you probably don't want to pick Asmodeus, the king of hell, if you're trying to be a good person. We could be an atheist. I don't know. Just looking at like the favored weapons. Seeing what I would care for. Alright, there's one longbow. The Aristil. But I don't know if I would pick Aristil. Simple pleasures. Animal, community, good, law, plant. I guess Abadar is alright. God of cities, law, merchants, wealth. The god of walls and ditches. Law, nobility, protection, travel. Favored weapon, light crossbow. Sure. Our alignment. Yeah, we can't pick most of these. We can either be lawful good, lawful neutral, lawful evil. I think lawful good is always a little too good. I don't know. I mean, I would say I'm probably going to be lawful good overall, but I don't know if I'm strictly adhering to it, you know? I'm a little flexible. It's hard to say. I mean, ultimately, it probably doesn't matter too much, but we'll go lawful neutral, because that's what I kind of tend to be. I either tend to be like lawful neutral or chaotic good. Yeah, I mean, this is probably fine. I'm not too picky.
A mere flesh wound.
Sure. Taco B. And birth date was on Saranith the 12th.
Interesting.
Look at all that shit. That is a fucking character sheet right there. Ooh, boy. A little daunting because you like did all that work, and hopefully it's like something you're happy with throughout this whole game. We spent like 35 minutes on that.
Hey, somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't she be carted off somewhere else like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
Make room, everyone! Step back! Now, what's the matter? What happened to her? The wound looks nasty. Who did this to her?
Demons, Prelate. We found her barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
The walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right. We'll get you patched up now. But first, you there, guard. Take her weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. She can get her things back after the festival. O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy Heal her wounds.
Water.
You will have water as soon as we heal your wounds. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there! Yes, you! Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev!
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
I'm Taco B. I don't know if I'm a crusader. I don't know. Saying you're here on private business seems pretty sketchy. I was just passing by.
Just passing by? And how am I to know that you're not a demon spy? Or worse?
Well, I don't know. How could you know?
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor woman. She has been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of her.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that, so I shall defer to your wisdom.
Okay.
Be on your guard. I've been informed she was wounded near Canabres. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of the city.
All right, dude.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
Are you really a dragon?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
Well, thank you for helping me.
I accept your thanks, but my work is not yet done.
What happened to me?
I do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully.
Who are you?
My name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
Can I go?
Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return. But do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabres. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
All right. Okay. Canabres is a city poised on the border. What's the? Oh, here we go. Canabres is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On the one side, the ordinary world inhabited by ordinary people, and on the other, the world wound, the demon's foothold on Golarion. Heroes from across the world flock to Canabres to aid the Crusader cause. The protracted war offers little cause for celebration, but today is the anniversary of the city's founding. For today, the city's main square has been cleared of marching troops and given over to performers and carnival games. The townsfolk deserve the chance to forget about the bloodshed, if only for a day. Alright. And we can... Alright, good. Yeah, we got the rotating, WASD, it's all good. Interact. Hold tab. Look at all that. What is this? Alright. Took a nice big drink. Good, good, good.
I'm going.
Oh, what do you got over here? Yep. Yep, okay. Oh, shit. Party's over.
Crusader gods, behold Iomade, you poor imposter. Your city will fall to me. Your followers will feed my hunger.
Plenty of blood. Damn.
Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
Oh, she dragging out. Oh my god. Oh, come on.
The feast begin.
Got fucking one shot.
Discari's here. Discari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If fleeing's your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
I've seen you somewhere before.
Yeah, you have. You owe me your life. I'm the one who found you outside the walls and brought you inside to be healed. I see they patched you up. Good thing they did it before the attack, or else you'd have been done for.
Who is Discari?
You must have got a good drubbing around the head, friend. Discari's a demon lord. The most fearsome enemy of all crusaders and all living things, come to think of it.
What's the situation in the city?
Who knows? Everything's on fire, crashing down around our ears. Place is crawling with demons. Looks like a whole army attacked the city. We're sitting ducks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight a bunch of demons, so, give me the protective spell.
Right away. Stand still now. No fidgeting while I cast this on you. Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
I mean, it's a pretty baller opening to a campaign, like, you know, for the actual RPG. It's not just sitting in a tavern and like, oh, go kill some goblins. It's like...
Mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts.
The fucking demon Lord of Locusts shows up and one-shots the dragon that protects the city.
Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I saw.
I mean, it does sound fairly railroady there at the start, but again, you know.
The silver dragon, Terendelev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Why did they even show? Okay, there we go. The festival organized to raise the spirits of the city has ended in death and destruction. Those lucky enough to survive ended up in the ancient catacombs beneath Canabras. Catacombs in which, so the rumors say, live a brood of bloodthirsty humanoid creatures. Alright. No survivors there. Oh, here we go.
Oh, holy mother of...
A small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She's pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
We don't have to rely on brute strength for this. I'll try to find something to use as a lever. You quickly find some suitable sticks and you free the wounded woman from the rubble without even breaking a sweat.
Look at you! It's good to meet someone who uses brains first and brawn second.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
No, apparently not.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendeb and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now. I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomede's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
My name's Taco B.
Good to meet you. Now, tell us all about yourself.
Whoa, girl. Slow down. Exchanging names is enough for now. We don't have time to be swapping life stories. We need to find a way out of here. Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
It's kind of like, it's like dialogue that I would expect a really enthusiastic RPG player to say at a table. While the rest are just like, yeah, okay, sure. You know? But yeah, all right. 3 women characters. Oh, and she's not controllable, so it's just us 2. All right. Look in the chest, huh? We got a couple ever-burning torches, a flail, cloak of resistance +1, longsword, and a short spear. No ranged weapon to speak of. Well, I guess I'll take it all, because why not? And if we go into here, we want to equip this. Nice cloak. Grab a torch. I don't know. I mean, I could take a spear. I think she's pretty good. She's got her long sword, her heavy shield. Long sword, 5 to 12 damage when equipped, 19 to 20 crit. The flail, 5 to 12 damage when equipped. Worse crit range. Yeah, she's definitely built for the long sword. I think she's fine. All right. Here we have Terendilev's Scale. It's a conjuration item. Restore life to a deceased party member. The subject of the spell gains 2 permanent negative levels when it is raised. Okay, well, it's a nice thing to have, but we definitely never want to have to use it.
Who's there?
Is that another woman? The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendilev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord, not even Terendilev.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Discari himself has come to Canabras. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Terendilev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose.
What happened to this poor man? Who is he?
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
Do you want to join us?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
We need to keep moving. There must be a way back to the surface somewhere around here.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Camellia has the ability Cure Light Wounds. Okay, good to know. And we have a Masterwork Dagger. Okay.
Voice of the spirits.
So she's got a Cold Iron Rapier. It's got a nice crit range, but not incredible damage. It's Cold Iron, which is probably good against, I don't know, elves or the Fae or something like that. Yeah, I think she's probably happiest with the rapier. So we don't need to touch it. She could heal herself. Cure Light Wounds. She has 2 of these in between rests, but she may as well. She's a melee character. There are 2 ways to light your path. First is cast a light spell on a character walking in front of the party. Second is to give one of the characters the ever-burning torch to carry. Now...
are absolute.
I thought I had, like, the halo or something, didn't I? Light halo. Is that in a spell? No. I don't know. I don't know how to create it. Oh. There you go.
I do what I must.
But I'm not in the front. Oh, combat. Okay, finally. When combat begins, the game is paused. Pause is convenient to give orders to your characters. You can pause or unpause the game, and you can switch between real-time mode or turn-based mode. So we're in turn-based mode. I turned it on by default because I feel like it's generally how I prefer to play games. So we can move up to 30 paces as our standard action, or I could do Cold Blast as a standard action.
Don't hold back.
Right, that didn't work. Probably should have extended ranged. All right, so obviously I have no actions left. I just have swift or free. So, and that Sela, I don't think she can make it up there to hit him, but she's up there. Could smite evil. Is it evil?
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's just a fucking centipede, but sure. And now Camellia, who also wants to be in melee range. I could enlarge a person, double their height, multiplying their weight by 8. Increase their size category, +2 size bonus to strength, -2 size penalty to dex, -1 penalty on attack rolls and AC. But they deal more damage. It's pretty cool. We can only do that once per rest, though, so I don't think we want to fuck around.
I'll cut you wide open!
Okay, we get to go again. This centipede is then going to go, what, 3 times in a row? Does that seem fair to you? Oh, it died. Oh, there's more centipedes. I'm dumb. Alright, we could move, but I'm gonna just wait here. I think I'm gonna wait here. I could put on fighting defensively and really tank the world. Miss. Miss. Good.
The spirits demand your blood.
There you go. Oh my god. Well, that'll do it.
You are today's sacrifice.
Yeah, for us. Oh, I can only cast this once per rest? I thought it was just like my generic spell. But no, I guess not. Oh, but I can cast extended range as well. Okay, so I got it twice. We've got padded armor. It's not very good. Some gold coins and a bottle of oil. Another scale of Terendelev. And another fight.
Last one for me.
Yeah, so you get a single standard action, a single move action, a single swift action, and an unlimited number of free actions. Most often move action used for movement or drinking a potion. Standard for attack, spellcasting, or additional movement. Swift action for activating special class abilities. There are also full round actions which consume both standard and move. If you initiate combat with an opponent who is unaware of your presence, you get advantage of a surprise round. Okay. Yep, all pretty clear. You can move 5 feet without triggering attacks of opportunity, but that takes the place of your movement action. Or of your movement. So yeah, if you're next to a monster and then you leave normally, they will get a free hit on you, which is pretty relevant. Fuck. I'm not sure why I got to do another extended range spell, but sure. So unfortunately, I can't quite move up and hit him. So I could charge. Allows you to move up to double your normal speed and attack. You get a +2 bonus on the attack roll, -2 penalty to AC. Hell yeah. Charge. Crit. 20 fucking damage.
I'm gone.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
We will win this war. They will break against our resolve.
I may as well charge again. It seems like a good option. Okay, 5 damage. Now, she does not get a charge option. She gets Spirit Weapon Enchantment. She's a Spirit Hunter. She can give herself a +1 enhancement bonus for 1 minute. It's not the worst option I've ever seen. But since I can just do an attack here, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Still not dead. Missed. Wow. Yeah, Seela's a fucking tank. I'm not sure why I can continue to just do... Unless... I don't know. I'm not sure. Is there any downside to doing extended range? It's a lower difficulty class. Got him. Barely. A spitting giant centipede, but he came into melee and missed.
Into the fray!
Shit. They have flanking in this game?
I'll cut you wide open!
Yep, flanking. +2. Yep, so that's good. You want to try and do that. Yeah, Pathfinder, if you're curious, it's definitely not a light RPG. That's sort of the thing that I know about it, is just the wealth of character customization options is pretty staggering when considering like all the possibilities you can do. And it's based on 3.5 edition, which is fairly crunchy system in general. It's not like one of these new age light games. But for an RPG video game, that's perfectly fine with me. Okay, so we can gather power, spending a full round action and a move action to gather energy or elemental matter and reduce the total burn cost of a chosen blast by 3. And then they use the chosen blast. Yeah, so we haven't really gotten into burn. That's because I just don't think I have any options for that. Why is this right? What is this that popped up? I don't know.
The Inheritor, guide my...
Alright, well, so far pretty easy. 25 coins. Bracers of armor +1. Okay. Potion of cure light wounds ×2. A light mace. And a scroll of inflict light wounds. Interesting stuff. A lot of juggling here of options. We want her to have access to these potions. Yeah, give her both. The bracers of armor +1. Will that actually give her? No. She has armor. Whereas if we give it to... Right, she also has armor, and I have armor. Do I want armor? This has arcane spell failure chance. Many arcane spellcasters face the possibility of arcane spell failure if they're wearing armor. Am I an arcane spellcaster? No. How would I even know the answer to that? I mean, honestly, I would assume yes, I am. But you'd think that it would, like... Well, but my spellbook says can't cast spells. So I don't have any spells. I don't know, so I guess it's a moot point for right now. I know, this video's kind of running long. I don't know what I'm really waiting for to end it. Initially, I was just going to do one battle, but then we just kept going. Oh, shit.
First blood.
A monitor lizard. Well, I guess just get in there and fuck it up.
The world in
Boom. Crit. Yeah, I can't quite get in there. I can stand next to him.
strike.
Ooh, he's a tough little cookie. So I can't move if I cast a spell? Does that make sense to you? Oh, whiff.
Go for their hearts!
No, nothing there.
Into the fray!
Oh my god. Y'all serious?
You should have run.
Oh no. Okay, wow, a lot of whiffs.
Wide open!
Oh, so many whiffs. Come on. Come on. Am I gonna have to switch to real time just so we get this over with?
This will hurt.
All right, then I don't know what these numbers mean here. Is that the keybind? I'm not sure. Can we kill this?
Demand your
Oh my god. All she needs is a 6 or higher and she can't do it?
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna flank this bastard. But really, we should be able to just kill this. There you go. Holy shit.
I will help where I can.
Take its scales. Oh, I skinned it with a lore nature check. The DC was 17 and I got 17. Wow, that's not an easy thing to do. Oh, we got a guy. Is this our first man?
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps into the circle of light, however, you realize that you have never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man.
Wendwalk!
Oh, shit.
Lan, did you find it?
The woman looks just as strange as her companion, like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movements reveal the lethal grace of a wild predator.
The do-gooder's here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
Demons are laying waste to Canabras.
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze.
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabras. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
What are you doing here?
That's none of your bit.
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lan?
Well, I mean, I'm basically like an angel, so...
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Maze, does it really lead to the surface?
Yes. There are other ways up, but they are far from here, and after the earthquakes, there's a good chance they've collapsed. But the maze... There's a legend among our people that when the walls of the maze fall, that will be a signal for us, the underground crusaders, that the time has come to go up to the surface and fight the demons in the final confrontation. Until then, the people say the maze is shielding us from taking rash actions. I'm the only one in our whole tribe to have been in the maze, and even I don't know if it's true. But the further I went in the maze, the fresher the air became. That means that it really must lead to the surface.
When the ceiling and walls started shaking, the young ones in our tribe lost their heads. They figured the maze was going to collapse, so it was time to go up to the surface. They grabbed whatever weapons were on hand and ran off toward the maze. They think the maze is no longer a danger to them. They've been listening to Wendwalk too much.
Don't try to blame this on me. Yes, I told them that our people are capable of making our way through the maze. In the future. But I always told them to wait until I had made a map of all the maze's dangers. I warned them 100 times. But it was no use. My words just went in one ear and out the other.
Sword of Holy Flame? How did it wind up down here?
It came here with its owner. A long time ago. 50,000 gongs, to be precise.
50,000 gongs?
70 years ago, in Uplander time.
Oh, okay.
50,000 gongs ago, our forebears found a dead angel here, along with the bodies of his comrades. The tribe gave them a dignified burial, and they were laid to rest with their weapons. But the flaming angelic sword was stuck in a rock, and no one was able to pull it out. It burned to the touch, like real fire. So the rock was placed over the angel's grave. It should be here somewhere.
Maybe the angel will dig himself out and find the sword for us. That might be our best shot in this chaos.
Lan, watch your tongue.
We'll find the sword faster if we work together. I'll help you.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
This is like the ideal RPG group. I mean, you get all these different like races and stuff, but everyone's real nice and wants to work together, and there's no big arguments, and that's what a DM wants. All right. Some interactive objects aren't easy to find. You'll make an automatic perception skill check. If it's successful, the object's found and highlighted. Okay. And let me just check this journal real quick. The more people who pitch in to help look for the sword in the collapsed cave, the sooner the mongrels will show their way back to the surface. Alright, I'm gonna end it right here, otherwise we'll just keep going. But yeah, very interesting. This is pretty much the point where I played up to the last time I tried it. I know that I said 20 minutes, but I don't think I spent nearly as long as on CareGen, because I just wanted to see the game, and I'm sure I skipped some dialogue. But yeah, good stuff. My name is Mangg. Game of watching has been Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.